Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Arbuckle. Welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to share with you guys some tips and tricks for becoming a better builder in Fortnite Battle Royale. I know a lot of people have been grinding this game, and a lot of people have been watching some of these quote-unquote young architects on YouTube that are insanely good at this game, insanely good at quick building, and I wanted to share with you guys some tips that I have used that have helped me to get much better at building, and overall have really made me a better player in the game. So the first tip that I have for you is to gather more than enough materials. It's very important to have loads and loads of materials, preferably wood. Wood is always the best thing to have lots of. As you guys see in a lot of these clips from a lot of these Twitch streamers, almost all of the time that they're getting in these crazy battles, these crazy build battles, they're using wood, and the reason for that is wood builds much quicker. It's a lot easier to obtain in the game, and it's just the most common out of the materials. So having more than enough materials is very, very important. You never know when you're gonna come across a situation where you're gonna need to build a lot. There's been so many times where I've had to build random walls and ramps to run away from a team. For example, if I don't have any ammo, or I'm in a situation where I need to run now because the storm is going to come and I'm going to die if I try to stay and fight these people, I'll just start building. I'll build ramps and just run over them and fall down. Build ramps and run over them and fall down, and kind of just repetitive like that. And to do that, you have to have lots and lots of materials. So you never know when you're going to encounter a situation where you need a buttload of materials. So it's always important to spend your free time in the game gathering as many materials as you possibly can. So that's the first tip. Have more materials than you think that you're going to need. The second tip that I have for you is to build immediately after getting shot at. So many people, when getting shot at, will turn around and try to figure out where they're getting shot at and then start shooting before they start building. And that's what the common player does. That's what the average player does. A lot of people aren't used to building really, really quickly. Once you get better at the game, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have already gotten to that point, where once you start getting shot at, you need to build immediately. You don't even need to look for the person. Honestly, when I start getting shot at in the game, the first thing that I do is just build walls all around me. I don't even try to pay attention to where the gunfire is coming from. I just start building walls everywhere. I build walls around me, a ramp real quick, and then I try to determine where I'm getting shot at and if they're pushing me. A lot of times you'll win a lot of gunfights because enemies will push you. If you build walls around you really, really quick, build a ramp, and you peek over the edge, most of the time you'll see a lot of people that start pushing you, making it easy for you to pop up and shoot them. If they're smart, they'll start building as well, but a lot of times that's not the case. So build immediately after getting shot at. Something that you can do is you can just start building ramps. I like sometimes building multiple ramps, like 4 or 5 ramps in a row, and then you can pop up on top of whichever one you feel like they're not going to be looking at. Or you can build walls like I said previously, and generally what I would recommend is going 2 layers high. That way it's not easy for someone to just ramp straight up into your base. It's very easy to run up and put down 1 ramp and jump into your base. If you have a multiple layer base that you've built really quickly, it's a lot more challenging for someone to run all the way up on you and build a couple layers high to get to you, and it makes it easier for you to get that kill. So try to go 2 layers up if you can. If you're getting shot at from really, really close, just start building random walls, get your stuff together, and hopefully this will help you out. So again, guys, the second tip, build immediately after getting shot at. The third tip that I have for you is when building into a base, fake build to mask the direction that you're taking. Now, I know that sounds confusing. What do I mean by this? Let's say, for example, that there is like a 6 or 7 story base, and there's a team inside, maybe a team of 2, maybe 1 guy, and you want to build into his base to kill him. What the average player will do is build ramps straight up into the base, jump in with a shotgun, a pistol, whatever it is that you have that you like using. They'll make a ramp, jump right into their base. What I've been doing recently, because so many more and more people have headsets and are listening to where people are coming from, a lot of times you'll get screwed when you do that. If you start building ramps up really high, they're going to hear you coming, they're going to look over the edge, and then you're really going to be screwed, because then they still have the height advantage on you and you're floating on 1 ramp above the ground. So it's not a good situation to be in. So what I'll do is I will build very close to the base. So I'll build like 1 ramp, and I'll build ramps around the base. Like, I'll build a ramp on one side, and then I'll build a ramp on the other side, and just kind of I'll spiral my way up their base so that they hear all of this building coming from every single direction, and they don't know exactly where I'm jumping in at. This works very, very well. Sometimes I won't even go all the way around the base. If you build a ramp right toward the middle, and then when you get to the top, build a ramp on the right or the left and come in from that direction, you'll completely throw them off, because they hear the ramp coming from one way, they turn around, they're prepared to watch that direction, and when you build your final ramp on the side of their base and you come up beside them or behind them, they're not aware, and it's an easy kill or an easy first shot on them. So Build around a base, fake build your way into one so that you can match the direction you're taking and give yourself a better chance of taking over their base. The final tip that I have for you is very simple, but something that will help you out a lot, and that's to build walls under the ramps that you build. A lot of times I see people build these massive bases and they'll build ramps on the edges and they'll stand up on the ramps, but if someone shoots the ramp out, especially if it's wood, you're going to fall to your death, and it's just not a good idea at all. I see so many people doing it. I don't understand. I think the reason for it is people forget. They just build these ramps and they forget that if it gets shot out, they're going to fall. They're in the moment. They're trying to kill people. And they're not really thinking about that. So when you build these ramps on your base, make sure that you build a wall in front of it, underneath of it, so that if your ramp does get shot out, you won't fall to your death. You'll have that base there to help keep you up. Also, if someone's shooting at your ramp, they'll shoot the front wall before they shoot your ramp out. So that's just something that can help you out as well. But build floors and walls under your ramp so that you don't have to worry about running into the situation. Anyway, guys, that's it for the video. I hope you guys did enjoy some of these tips. Hopefully some of them will help you out. If you guys have any more building tips, make sure to leave them down in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video.